Hello, I'm BrigantiaBlackbird of BlackbirdsBrew. Happy Friday and welcome to the Pagan Housewife. This week our theme is about becoming the house priestess. The spiritual role of homemaking is largely overlooked, or it's approached from the perspective of Abrahamic traditions, which is obviously not helpful for pagans. So let's start the conversation amongst ourselves. Look at this idea through our own eyes so that we can begin to restore an honorable tradition. Ancient pagan cultures, as we know, had certain norms, and being the lady of the house came with duties, which often included an expectation that she would function as the spiritual leader within the home. It was the woman's job to use magic to attend to various needs of the household, whether it's healing, or attracting good luck, whether that's for business ventures or crops or both, protecting the home from unseen evil energies, and sometimes even divination. She was the intermediary between the family and the household spirits or the household gods, and she maintained the necessary ties with ancestors and cultivated a relationship with the gods. So, what would be involved in acting as the house priestess in modern times? Technology and society has changed considerably. This will affect how we carry out the spiritual aspect of our role, but that's more so of application. The core essence of it, I think, largely stays the same. So, to begin with, how do we treat our housekeeping tools? I just began thinking about this the other day because they tend to be taken for granted. They're just there, which is a pretty shabby treatment considering how serviceable these tools really are. So what I've decided to do as part of my upcoming fall cleaning is to do a thorough cleaning, a thorough cleansing, and then a blessing of the tools, reorganize where they're kept, make that a better environment, and thank them when I finish using them each time, and generally give these tools the respect that they're due. Keeping house would be much more labor intensive and time consuming without them. So it can't hurt to infuse a little bit of appreciation into these tools. I think it's also time to stop neglecting whatever patch of land the house we live in sits upon. Feeling and honoring the spirits of the land is much more straightforward, admittedly, if we live in the country or in a wild area. But that doesn't mean that those of us who live in town or the city should neglect this or forget about it or pretend like it somehow doesn't matter. We will get much further with our gardens and with our home protections if we make a genuine connection to the land, no matter how small a patch that land happens to be. And of course, we should make the spiritual center of our homes truly practical. And they should be focused upon the everyday needs of the household. This isn't necessarily, strong personal work that we're doing here at this particular spiritual center or getting at the philosophy of what we do. No, this is about day in, day out kind of living. I once knew a witch who hailed from New York who always kept a bottle filled with beans and other non-perishables on her altar to ensure that the household never wanted for food. You can create sachets that are a mixture of herbs and crystals to promote general good health. That's another practical touch. And on my own altar, I always make sure that I keep a little miniature treasure chest. I mean, it's really no taller than that. And it's filled with tiny little mock coins to represent having sufficient funds and to help attract prosperity just in general. And there are many ways to embody the priestly role in the home, and it may very well be that before we fully pursue this, we also need to change how we perceive ourselves. It's easy for us to say that a pagan's home is their temple or their spiritual life, but putting that into practice, that's actually a pretty big change. Some people may feel intimidated or that they somehow don't know enough to actually care for the spiritual aspect of housekeeping. So I would encourage anyone watching this to take that first step. Form practices based on what you know today. As time goes along and you gain more experience, how you conduct your affairs as a house priestess will evolve and be refined. But right now, I think it's much more important to just get started. Use the knowledge you possess. Go with your instincts rather than worry about all the things you have yet to learn. Sincerity put into action is 3/4 of the battle. And day by day, you can build up your confidence and grow into this role. You have what it takes. It does matter, and over time, the benefits to the household will become apparent. So chin up, you can do it. So those are my thoughts on this topic. Share your own with me in the comment section below, or come on to Gilded. There's a link to join us in the description box. Just click on it. It'll take you right to it, and we can get a conversation going. You'd be very welcome to there. We'd be happy to have you, and hopefully you'll come and be a part of our community. But that'll do it for this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.